What's up, guys? Evergreen Fly Guy. I'm in my truck. I have an unboxing video to do, and I apologize because I kind of already started it accidentally. So, well, not accidentally, I intentionally did it. I started to do a video earlier, and it just didn't pan out. All sorts of factors happened. My son was being very, very rowdy, and I couldn't get the angles right. So I'm gonna retry here. I'm in my truck outside my class, so we're gonna try to do this. Show you what we got going on. So Karl's bait and tackle, big order. If you I don't really know, I haven't really spoke on it much, but I'm trying to get back into bass fishing. I used to be pretty big into it before all the Googan stuff and stuff like that was popular. I did do mystery tackle box. I did that for a while. I don't do it anymore. Nothing against them or anything. I just don't do monthly subscription stuff anymore. So, but I do love their website. I got all this stuff, and it's mostly Googan, Catch Co, Karl's Select or whatever they call it. But it's all stuff I found interesting. So whenever I was originally like hardcore bass fishing, when my very original videos were posted, like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe, I don't know, I'm thinking like 2016, 15, somewhere in there, Googan Squad was around, yes, but their baits, they hadn't started doing baits yet. So I was pretty excited to try them out. I know there's a lot of controversy behind it, but I thought I'd still give it a go ahead. So I'm gonna get my stuff set up and you guys can check it out. Alright, so I just got you setting up on my dash. Hopefully it'll set there for a little bit. So, let's reopen it. And I've been getting a lot of different stuff because, like I said, easing back into bass fishing. When I actually first got stationed in Washington, all of my stuff was in the back of this truck, actually, at my first apartment, and somebody smashed the window out and took everything in the back, which incorporated all of my bass fishing stuff, and actually most all of my fly fishing stuff except for the rods and reels, weirdly enough. So yeah, that's what I was left with out of everything was a couple of my bass rods and my fly rods. But I went back to fly fishing and I built back on that, and I have more stuff now, and I wanted to do the same for bass fishing because I'm getting back into it. And yeah, so let me show you what I've got. So I apologize because actually it kind of works out. I got 2 of these tightrope baby firework jigs. These things look just cool, and I have, this one's a green pumpkin, and the other one I have is a summer craw, and I already opened it earlier because I wanted to see it up close. So that means that you guys get to see it up close too. But just look at that. Look at that head. Isn't that, I just think this is so cool. This kind of reminds me of some of the buckeye jigs that because I used to fish a lot of buckeye jigs, and this kind of reminds me of some of the buckeye stuff. Let me put these up. And that one's in the summer craw, and it has that black and yellow pattern, and the back of it basically says that these were made for like fishing some really compact bottoms and stuff. It also includes the weight for the line you want to use with it, and it says it's 10 to 15 pounds. And this is a Catch Co sponsored, presented by, however you want to say it. I'll just put these up here or something. I'm trying to save those for last. Yeah, let me just break out. I'm gonna grab a handful of jigs, and we'll just go through them. So here's a Googan Squad Gridiron jig, and the Gridiron jig is like a tough football head style jig. You can use it for like rocky bottoms and stuff. This one's the peanut butter and jelly, 3/8 of an ounce. I gotta remember. And the reason I like these is because they actually write the 3/8, if you can see that, on the head of the jig there. So it's easy to remember when you put it in your box. And it's also just really nice colors on those jigs. This is the Juice casting jig. This is an all-around jig that you could just use for flipping, pitching, casting, swimming, whatever. It's, you know, it's the all-around. It's 3/8, and that's in a bluegill pattern. And I have a lot of bluegill patterns. You'll see that as a repetitive thing in this box because where I'm fishing at, the Bass Lakes and the lakes in general seem to have a good deal of pumpkin seed bluegills, and the pumpkin seeds have a very distinct pattern. And you know, this jig kind of, it doesn't match it perfectly, but it incorporates it. So here's another one, and this is, I believe this is another gridiron. Yeah, gridiron, and this is in green pumpkin. All the same, just green. I like how their green pumpkin on the jig incorporates a little orange in there. If you can see that little orange in there. Most green pumpkin stuff, they don't bother with the it's just a straight green, like a dark green. We have another gridiron, and that is cowboy craw. That's the color. And in the cowboy craw, I like it because it's a tan brown color with the black in there. But on that tan brown, there's also red flakes in there, and that red flake gives it a flash in the water. Alright, what else do we have in here? Ooh, these are fun. These are fun. Okay. So, I got a couple of these in a couple different patterns. This is the Bubonic Bugs. This is another Catchco one. This one's called a mud bug, and if you could see, it's a crawfish pattern. It's got that dark crawfish top, and then it's got like a see-through bottom right there. And these also have rattles in them, if you can see that right there. But most square bills have rattles. And then I have a second one, and this is a yellow on black, and that belly is not translucent on that one like the other one. And this one's just called X-ray yellow. And these are both of them are half an ounce, just new little square bills. Let's see here. What is that? Okay, no, we'll save those guys for last. All right, here we go. We got the Googan Squad clutch. This is the only lipless crank from the Googan stuff I have in this box. It's sinking, half an ounce, and it's just what do they call it? They call it Sexy Shad. And actually, that's a pretty common name across most of the stuff here. And you're gonna notice repetition in this pattern because I love this type of shad pattern. So, and that, it also rattles, but most of these lipless rattle. Let's see. Okay, yeah. All right, let me grab all of these. So I have 3 of these guys. This is Sexy Shad again, and this is the Googan Squad Recon, and this is their medium diving crankbait, and it dives between about an 8 to 12 foot, 5/8 an ounce weight. And I know there was a lot of controversy with the crankbaits being similar to the well, I can't remember the name of that, but I've used their stuff, the 6 cent stuff. 6 cents. I've used 6 cent stuff before, and yeah, I mean, first glance, you would think it is similar, but there's enough differences in there, so that, you know, I mean, you're gonna run into copies of everything, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad bait or anything. And these are quite affordable, thanks to the Karl's website. There we go. This is another one. I believe this is called Native Shad. Yeah. So this is like a nice purple. It's see-through, kind of translucent there. Same thing, 5 to 8, 12, 8 ounce. There's the side of it. You see that back with the speckles and stuff. This one is a sriracha craw. So it's basically just a crawfish pattern, obviously, just your standard red crawfish pattern. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to those guys. Let's see. Let's keep with the crankbaits. Might as well. So I have basically the same thing in some smaller square bills. This one's called Ghost Pro Shad. It looks very similar to that one that was see-through on the Recons. And this is the Karl's, what do they call it exactly? Yeah, it's just like the Karl's Select thing. I can't find the exact thing they call it, but yeah. So this is just a little square bill, that Ghost Pro Shad. Yeah, 1/3 ounce. Here we go. This is called Fire Craw. It's basically the sriracha craw. Pretty similar, just a crayfish pattern. Crankbait, can't go wrong there. And we have this one. They're called this one's called OG Sexy, basically Sexy Shad. Somebody's car alarm's going off. And yeah, it's just that pattern I like. Nothing too crazy about it. Oh, we forgot a jig. So this is the Grass Hero jig, and this is their swim jig from the Googans. And I'm pretty excited about this because I've never actually caught a fish off a swim jig. So I got some stuff for it. I'm gonna try throwing it pretty often this coming up while to try to see if I can get a fish on a swim jig. Going back to the lipless, I have just the only Strike King thing I have in here, and this is the bleeding chrome blueback. Obviously it's bleeding, the hooks are red, and Strike King makes a lot of these, and everybody used to use them a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people still do. This was my favorite pattern. I haven't caught too many fish off of a lipless crank, but when I did, I caught it off this guy right here. So, pressing on. Sorry about that. Yeah, we'll do the spinners, okay. So I have one of the Karl's Amazing Baits spinners. This is a, what size are you? 1/4 ounce. That's a mustad hook on the end of it. That's pretty cool. And it's just a basic spinner that just looks good. I mean, look at that. I think anything would bite at that. That could be all sorts of stuff. And the blade sizes are like, they're pretty nice willow blade there. There's a chartreuse in white. It's just a basic spinner bait that just looks good. Can't argue with that. On this Googan side, we have the Googan Zinger 3/8 ounce, size 2 Colorado, size 4 willow blade, which is so kindly it says on the back because I don't know how to size those blades. But the Colorado blade, I believe, gives off more noise, while the willow blade gives off more flair, what I understand. So they pair them together a lot, and that's the bluegill pattern. Like I said, I want to use try to use quite a lot of bluegill stuff out here on these and see if it works. So I ordered bunch of different bluegill pattern stuff. Let's see. Oh, we got something else hanging right here. Oh yeah, okay. So this is the only popper I got. It is the Googan Squad blooper. It is in a 3/8 weight, and I have never caught a fish off of a traditional bass popper. I've caught bass off of fly poppers, but not a traditionally bass popper like this. And this is in the Sexy Shad pattern again. What do they call it? Yeah, they call it Sexy Shad. And it's just, you know, it's got a little feathered treble hook on the end, and it just looks good. It just looks like it'll work. So I'm going to be trying to throw this quite a bit too, just so I can try to say I got a fish off of a popper, because I have not done that so far. Now I have 2 more hard baits left, but I want to save those to the end because they're kind of special. So let me sneak them away real quick here. Alright, yeah. So, Googan Squad Saucy Swimmers. This is their swim bait. Now, from what I remember, their soft baits came out a good deal before their hard baits. So this is in a 4.8 inch, and I specifically got this as a trailer for that Karl's bait spinner. Now they do look kind of big in comparison. I'm gonna see if I can cut them down, or cut one down. I'm not gonna waste the whole pack that way if it doesn't work. If not, I can find other uses for it. Maybe just maybe just swing it on something, you know. But they look good. They got good flake, nice packaging. Sticking with the saucy swingers in a 3.3 inch, I have this, and it's called the Goby. Now it has like a white silverish belly on one side, and I would say like a brownish kind of watermelon flake top. And whenever I was trying to find a color for these for that bluegill swim jig, this was the closest thing I could find, and I'm gonna put it on there and see how it works. But if I have to get something else, I gotta get something else, and then I'll just find use for these. So, no big deal. Oh, let me get all these out of here. We'll just go by them one by one. So on this side, we have some krackin claws, and these are the krackin claw juniors. And I didn't realize until I ordered that there's a bit of a difference. So it's slightly smaller than the regular krackin claws. And I got these for that peanut butter and jelly jig because these just look awesome. You have like a light purple on one side and then a dark purple mixed with a green on this side. And that's good because they call it the green pumpkin purple, which definitely lives up to its name in my opinion. And then we have, let's flip over. Let me grab these out. Yep. So here we have the krackin claw in a bigger size. This is the watermelon red flake. I love watermelon red flake. I used to use them on stick baits all the time. And there's just the krackin claws. So we're gonna throw those on for some trailers on some of the jigs we got. We also have a couple packs of the rattling chunks. You can hear that. This one's also the watermelon red flake. And then I also have another pack in the, what is this? Yeah, rattling truck summer craw. And that's really cool because they have that nice light green and then a dark green up front. And that will pair well with, if I don't lose it, this little jig right here. Might have to size it up some. And the last soft bait, kind of hard bait, soft bait I have in here is a 360 GT Coastal. And now it says on the back, like it is not specifically coastal. You can use these in freshwater. And this is the, what are they called exactly? The Mangrove Minnow. And I believe this is in a, oh gosh, I gotta twist it back again. What color are you? Arkansas Glow. And I tried to get as similar to a baitfish color as this on possible, but it looks, these looked so cool because when the 360 GT swim baits came out, everybody was using them and catching massive fish on them. And I think I caught one smallmouth on one of the smaller sized ones, but that was about it. But these jig head ones look awesome because you can fish them like a jig head, but you can also swim them because they have that swim tail. Now let me put all these that I have stacked on top of me here up, and we'll go into our last two, which are my favorite two that I've seen so far, or that I got out of here. I'm super excited about them. Alright, we got enough. So the first one we have here is the, and I actually took it out, so it's not in the, oh gosh, it's not in the package correctly. This is the Googan Squad Junior Contender. This is the, what is it? Yeah, 4.5 inches long. It's in the bluegill pattern, and it is it's obviously a swim bait. 1/2 ounce weight, slow sinking, but it's awesome looking. I watched a few videos on them. Everybody seems to like them. They're really cool, and I haven't caught a pretty big bass or a bass off of a larger swim bait like this, and I'm looking to try to get that done. They also make the Contender, the regular Contender itself, in a 7-inch, and I can only imagine what that looks like. I'm gonna have to order that and try it out too, but it's like $13, $14, something like that, or more. But that's okay if it's just like one thing by itself, and that is that. And so my favorite one so far right here is this baby Bullgill, and this is this Catch Co stuff, but it's Mike Bucca, however you pronounce it, I'm not too sure. This is 3.57 inches long, and it looks just like a little bluegill. And this color is called Ruby Gill, and it's so beautiful. And I actually took this out and looked at it a little bit. That tail right there, that tail is like a bristle type tail, and it just feels really good. And I think it's going to do awesome in the water. It's weighted perfectly. The colors look great. I cannot wait to use this and try this out. I don't know if there's a bass anywhere that wouldn't want to try to get at that, because it just looks good. But that is all I have in there, guys. That was like, I believe the invoice says it's 60 some odd items. I want to say like 63 something. Let's check if it says. It does not say, and I'm not going to sit here and count it. But yeah, I believe it was like 63, something like that. And it was like close to $100 for that, so not bad at all. Really good prices on the Karl's site. If you join their club, you get a massive discount. For all my other veterans out there, there's a 10% veterans discount every time, so that's great. And then they also usually have a lot of different promos running. I should have acted earlier. Prices, it's actually better prices than Tackle Warehouse, which is where I used to go. Nothing against Tackle Warehouse, it's just cheaper here, and I'm the type of person that tries to save money at every possible corner I can. But hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you found it helpful. You know, go check out Karl, see if you can find some cheap baits like that. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Get out there and catch some fish, guys.